This is the moment many people from around the world have been waiting for. The finals of the BTC Fight $10,000 Bantamweight tournament between Vinny Diaz and Albaraa Atmeh. With back-to-back flawless performances, this Bantamweight prospect looks unbeatable inside the BTC Fight cage.
My name's Vinny Diaz, and I train at Grant's MMA and Niagara Top Team. Regardless of body type, they're coached by the same guys, so I'm expecting very, very similar approach from him. But he's a different guy and a different fighter. So as much as I think it's going to be similar to his brother, it's a different fight, So I'm expecting it to go a little bit different, but I feel very good about it. Tailoring my game plans based on the style of my opponents. So I've been fighting a lot of strikers. So obviously, a grappling heavy game plan puts them in a spot they don't want to be in.
Vinny Diaz looks unstoppable, but there's one man who knows he can rise to the challenge.
My name's Albaraa Atmeh, and I train at Dunamis. It's one of those fights, and fighting in general, obviously you have to be super disciplined in your approach of fighting or whatever. But especially with this, being a striker versus grappling match and all that type of stuff, I have to be very disciplined with my approach in this fight. I gotta be mindful of what I am supposed to do. I gotta be mindful of what I'm not supposed to do. And I gotta be, foot positioning and footwork. There's so many things that are so important to be on top of this fight. So that's been the theme this camp, is just really staying disciplined with my approach, and I think it's gonna show, and I think it's gonna pay off June 4th. I'm looking at it like he's friggin', I've said this before, like he's Israel on the feet and like he's Khabib on the ground, So I'm looking at it like he's threatening me everywhere, and I'm gonna be ready for everything. And man, I'm confident in my takedown defense too, man. And when I say takedown defense, I don't only mean when he's actually on my legs. I'm confident on not even letting him get to my legs, my footwork, my distance control. So I'm looking forward to this fight. Everyone's making it like his grappling's like some, freaking crazy thing. And don't get me wrong, it's his best weapon. But I don't think it's the best I've seen, and I think I'll show that on June 4th.
I'm not looking at this as striker versus grappler. Especially with his brother, I was able to strike with him and have success. So it's not like I need to force the grappling, but that's definitely not where my opponent wants the fight to take place. So it makes sense to push it in that direction.
If that's his standard of out-striking someone, he's in big trouble. He's in big, big trouble.
Similar to the last fight, I feel a lot better about my skill set going into this fight. I feel like I made a lot of improvements. So potentially see a finish on the ground.
I don't want to fight people that aren't game. He's game, and I'm game, and we're going to see who can impose their will June 4th.
It's time for the ultimate showdown as Vinny Diaz and Albaraa Atmeh face off for $10,000, an undefeated record, and the glory of being the Bantamweight tournament champion. Here we go.
Getting an extra $10,000, that doesn't hurt as well.
That helps. That's always good for the bank account, and the winner stays undefeated, right? So this is a huge fight for both guys.
And for Albaraa, his big thing, he said he needed to stuff takedowns to make Vinny be panicky.
Yep.
And now, the highly anticipated co-main event in association with Neejee's Match Grill Medicine, your sponsor for the BTC $10,000 Bantamweight tournament. And now, 3 rounds to crown your winner in BTC's $10,000 Bantamweight tournament finale. Hailing from the blue corner stands a freestyle mixed martial artist at a height of 5'7" tall and weighed in at 134 pounds even, with a clean, undefeated professional record of 3 wins and 0 losses, representing Niagara Top Team and Grant's MMA, fighting out of Toronto, Ontario. Here is Vinny Diaz! And his opponent, hailing from the red corner, stands a striker at a height of 5'9" tall and weighed in at 136 pounds even, with a clean, undefeated professional record of 2 wins, no losses, representing Dunamis and fighting out of Calgary, Alberta. Here is Albaraa Atmeh. Your referee in charge of the action, Mr. Matthew Rucker.
All right, we went over the rules in the back. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions at all times. If you want to touch gloves, do so now. Make your way back to your corners.
Here we go.
What an intense stare down, as this one is for all the marbles. We have reached the finals of the BTC $10,000 Bantamweight tournament between Vinny Diaz and Albaraa Atmeh.
Super excited for this.
Touch of gloves and we are underway as it's Albaraa Atmeh trying to take the center. And already Vinny shoots in for a takedown and gets this fight to the ground just 5 seconds in.
Doesn't look at mat return, gets it. And this is obviously what Vinny wanted early. Get inside, get the takedown, especially make Albaraa work here. Albaraa's using the cage nicely. He's gonna look to turn him, but he's gonna pull him off. Nice job by Vinny. Good job by Albaraa, not settling. You know, he got taken out, boom, right, moving away, boom, moving right away again.
And the one thing as well, he does have his brother who's in his corner, who just fought Vinny and knows kind of what the pressure that Vinny brings on. As we know, it is relentless, and we're already seeing it just 5 seconds in. This fight hit the ground.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's an advantage to have. Having your brother, your main training partner, already feel what Vinny feels like in there, the pressures, the positions. And he went 15 minutes with him, so there's lots to take in. But this is where Vinny does so well here. You know, I've trained with him many times, and yeah, he's a nightmare, especially when he gets your back. You don't want him on your back, that's for sure, but his wrestling has improved so much.
Very much so, and just his ability to try to transition for the submissions.
And here's, right now, it's just a battle of, we call it the dogfight position, the overhook and the underhook, and it's gonna be a hip position here. Vinny's trying to step inside. You see Albaraa trying to put his hip inside. And it's just these small little battles here, a little chess match of who's going to get the dominant position. Very, very high level.
Very tough position as well. Doesn't look like a lot's going on, but trust me, there is a lot going on up against the fence right now.
Whenever you watch a very, very high level jiu-jitsu match, it's actually sometimes can kind of be boring because of how little is going on, because every little inch is being battled, and that's what you're seeing right here as well. Vinny's got this body lock here. He's trying to get that right hip inside, and Albaraa's doing a good job of keeping his overhook, trying to create space with that lead leg, that shin shield.
Albaraa did a good job, didn't take any damage. Did have to work to get up, but found his way back to a solid base.
So yeah, he did a good job of getting up. He's on the cage now, but he's got to look to create a little bit of space, pummel in, use that maybe right underhook to pummel in, and get circle off, and get his back off the cage, because this is where Vinny wants it.
And this is what Vinny's done. This is what took him to the finals. So I didn't expect him to change his game plan at all.
No, I mean, Vinny's well-rounded. You know, he's got good striking. You know, obviously his grappling, his wrestling is probably his strongest aspect of his game. So why not go there, especially against somebody like Albaraa, whose their strongest aspect of their game is probably the striking. So it would be smart to get this fight to the mat.
Just grinding on Atmeh is Diaz. And Vinny did tell us he was trying to tailor his game plan to be a little bit more striking, but maybe that was just to throw us a decoy or something, because as 5 seconds in, the grappling was in effect from Vinny Diaz.
Well, sometimes when it's right there, it's just that natural instinct, you know, go for that shot. There's a better position here for Albaraa. He's going to circle off.
A good elbow from Albaraa, but that pressure once again from Vinny Diaz.
Yep. He did a good job of cutting the cage off there and just staying right on Albaraa, not giving him any space, and right back into this position, defending this takedown.
As well, great footwork from Diaz too, just able to just mimic where Atmeh was going.
Yep, good job of cutting the cage off.
Little short shots from Diaz.
And this is, you know, annoying for Albaraa. You know, a guy pressing against the cage, kind of holding you here, peppering you with little shots. What Vinny's trying to do is trying to make him make a mistake. You know, once he makes that mistake, boom, you sink in that takedown, get it. He switches off to the other side now.
Just relentless pressure here from Diaz. Didn't really even let Atmeh get out of the blocks. And hey, in the finals of a tournament, that's a dream start here for Vinny Diaz with 42 seconds remaining in the first round.
Yep. You said Vinny wanted to showcase his striking a bit more, but maybe that was in the later part of the round. So nice knee.
Goes a good knee there from Atmeh.
He's going to step around and get this. Yep, nice takedown.
Big double leg takedown from Vinny Diaz. Once again has Atmeh on the ground.
Atmeh's giving his back up here. Vinny hasn't taken it yet.
Good job by Atmeh because Diaz wanted to throw a knee, so he put the hands and the knees down, so those would have been an illegal blow.
Coming out the back door there is Albaraa, but again, Vinny is pressuring, keeping him on that cage, giving him no space to breathe or get anything off.
So that is the end of round one. A very good round for Vinny Diaz as he's got to fight his fight in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, he took away the space, gave no chance for Albaraa to unload any striking, put him on the cage, and it was a battle of head position and hip position.
Yeah, we shall see what happens if Vinny Diaz implements the striking a little bit more here in round two. But then again, that is Albaraa Atmeh's world.
Yep.
And maybe you want to just keep doing what you're doing. And as they say, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
100%.
Here we go. Round two is underway. Just there's the striking from Diaz.
So this is where, like,
now coming forward, aggressive.
See, this is where Vinny can be aggressive like that, right? He can be a little bit more wild and just throw punches because he doesn't worry about getting taken down. Or if he does end up on the mat, that's where he wants it. Where Albaraa has to be more technical, has to worry about that distance and footwork. That's definitely an advantage to have, being the guy that wants it to go to the ground.
It's exactly how Vinny fought against Izzuddin back in March, where he came out, used the wrestling, and then blitzed early with a couple strikes, wasn't afraid of the takedown, and then once again it was just a grappling clinic from Diaz.
Yep. Very smart game plan. Get inside quickly, barrage your opponent with punches and strikes, and do this exactly. If your back's on the cage the whole time, there's no space, and you're defending punches, there's not much you can get off as far as offense on the feet. And Vinny's doing that beautifully thus far.
Vinny just keeps that pressure going, and I think we've seen wrestling as a solid base here tonight for beginning your journey in mixed martial arts.
I always tell any young up-and-comer, I mean, everybody now is starting with MMA.
Good knee.
Nice knee there. But yeah, that wrestling base, it's such a good one to have because it just builds hard work into your blood. You know what I mean? There's just no resting, no giving up, and that endless cardio. It translates so well to MMA. And you dictate where you want to fight.
Yeah, you're in the driver's seat, and that's what Vinny Diaz has been in for the majority of all of his BTC fights, and a big double leg and a big slam takedown from Diaz.
Nice double leg. Now he's off the wall. Now he's in the open mat here. This is a better spot for Vinny here. He's going to look to drive that left shoulder on Albaraa, give him no space. He might switch off to full mount. I think he likes to stay in that side control position, maybe half guard, and just look to pound away on Albaraa and make him carry his weight.
And that's what it looks like Diaz will try to do, and really make now Albaraa have to work to get the fight up to the ground.
He's gonna get his back here too.
Back is taken. One hook in from Diaz.
Yeah, this is not a spot you want. I've had Vinny on my back many times. It's not fun. Both hooks in now.
He's such a tough grappler. He just sticks to you. Yep. Sticks to his opponents.
Very, very positionally sound. A lot like we've seen in the last fight with Lodo in his wrestling. Vinny is exactly like that with his grappling. He doesn't give you any space, stays one step ahead. And now he's got that body triangle on here, which is even worse for Albaraa.
Trying to sink in that rear naked choke, which was his path to victory in the opening round against Alejandro Sosa, where we said he choked Sosa unconscious.
And this is where we saw him with Izzuddin, Albaara's brother. He was here for majority of the fight, couldn't get the finish, so it showcased the Atmehs have really good submission defense, especially from their back taken. But again, you're in that losing position. You're defending the whole time, guy on your back.
This is literally almost a replay from a couple months ago. Like, same style of how Diaz is fighting, and you know what? Hey, as we said, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And that just shows how good he is, where you have literal tape of how Diaz fights, and you still can't stop it.
Yeah, 100%. You know, he's a he's a well-rounded MMA fighter. We talked about his striking's come a long way, but yeah, his wrestling, grappling is so high level. It's hard to deal with.
Yeah, he's such a high-level grappler all around, and he trains at some of the best places all around the world, or in Canada, as we said, Grant's MMA, to work on his striking, which he hasn't even really needed to use so far here in BTC, and his grappling at Niagara Top Team.
Yep.
Trying to turn in there was
Nice
Atmeh,
job.
but that may have been a worse position for him.
It was nice. He followed the hips there and then flattened him out. Albaraa doing a good job, best he can to defend here, but again, still can't get Vinny off his back. He's got to look to untriangle those legs. He's got to look to bring that right leg on the inside and flare off, try to get that body lock off. Or else he's got to look to really explode and turn into Vinny, which is very, very hard to do.
36 seconds remains here in round 2 with Diaz keeping the body triangle, looking for submissions. Give Atmeh credit as he is fighting the hands.
Yeah, he's doing a good job of defending, but Vinny's just riding that back, just like we saw with his brother Izzeddine, and total control here in the grappling world.
And just how much does this weigh on you mentally too, Josh?
Yeah, especially, knowing you only got 1 round left, right? So you're down 2 rounds. So you got to kind of go for broke, and when you go for broke, you can leave yourself open for, especially when someone wants to take you down. So it's a tough position to be in.
Another solid round in the books for Vinny Diaz. Albaraa Atmeh pops up quickly to his corner. And Josh, if you're in Atmeh's corner right now, what are you saying?
You got to keep your back off the cage. Of course, this is very, very similar to our last fight with Loader and Dorian.
Looking for a rear naked choke and landing some short shots. But here we go, 3rd and final round here between Vinny Diaz and Albaraa Atmeh. Once again, just blitzing is Vinny. That's what he needs to do right there, that nice footwork. Vinny's going to push in, take the center, and again, maybe things up the middle. Nice jab from Atmeh. Vinny's coming in right, there it is, grabs that single. This is what he does so well. Uses a single leg here, and uses the push against the cage, and then he'll set up his body locks and double legs from here. Yeah, this is where he's done most of his damage, setting up the takedowns around the fence. Good balance from Atmeh. And Atmeh showed good takedown defense. He's gotten taken down, of course, but he has shown that he's worked it, he's prepared for this. But again, Vinny's game, man, is just, it's levels. He was wrestling and grappling, and he's showcasing a nice right hand there, back into the takedown. Solid right hand from Vinny Diaz. And now he gets the fight back to the ground, just methodically takes his time, doesn't rush anything, and gets the fight where he wants it as he tries to get in full guard. Full mount, excuse me. Looked like Albaraa was going to go for a Kimura there and ended up getting taken down from it. But now he's in half guard here, flat on his back. That's not where you want to be. You got to get up on a hip or get your butt to the cage to start wall walking, or you're going to start throwing something up for submission and sweeps here because, again, like you said, 3rd round, 3 minutes and 40 seconds left. You got to go for broke, Hail Mary. Yeah, but I mean, the thing as well, Diaz, he's trapping the legs. He's really not giving Albaraa any space to try to throw up those triangles or an armbar attempt. Nope. He's doing the right things. He's staying heavy, not giving him any space. This that driving that shoulder right there and having someone weight on you, somebody that knows how to distribute their weight. It feels like they're 1,000 pounds, not 135er. And Vinny does that well. And as well, Vinny doing most of his damage right now in Albaraa's corner. Trying to come out the back door here is Atmeh, but just smothering the takedown defense. Now north-south position from Diaz. Maybe from this position, Vinny could look to step around here, take the back. There it is. There it is indeed. The back is taken now. Going forward, continuing to drive, and nice big double leg attempt. Maybe didn't get all the authority on it, but got him down. Yeah, got the fight to the ground, and once again, going to take the back here is Vinny Diaz. The big slams look nice, but if you get him to the mat, that's your main goal. And he's got him back here. Atmeh's got his back against the cage. Vinny's just backpacking him. Vinny's trying to kind of push him away from the cage and sneak around the back there. Try to get his left hook in. But Atmeh's trying to scrape him off, and he's going to look to turn into him. Try and face him. But Vinny's given no space. No, Vinny, that's the one thing he does very well. Doesn't give you any room to operate. Once He initiates the grappling. Good luck trying to get out of it. And so far, we've seen no one have any answers to what Vinny Diaz is able to do.
No, he's looked flawless in all of his fights so far. This is his 4th professional MMA fight, and stuck to his game plans. Uses striking to set up his takedowns, uses takedowns to set up his grappling, and he just chained them together so well.
And the thing as well, he also spends some wrestling time down at Penn State, south of the border, which is arguably one of, if not the top wrestling program in the United States. Didn't do any for this fight, but did most of his wrestling at Niagara Top Team. But hey, I mean, you're training with the head coach at Brock University, which is the top wrestling program here in Canada, as Albaraa may look for an arm.
He's going for Kimura. He's trying to do something here. From this position, that's all there really is.
Right. Got to go for broke, right?
Vinny's going to step around here. If the cage wasn't there, he might even got that arm bar by Vinny, I mean. But again, good attempt by Atmeh. Go for something. Try and create something to happen here, something offensive, because you got a minute left here to try and throw up a Hail Mary and try to get a finish.
Yeah, we're now under 60 seconds as Atmeh trying to push off, get that separation that he needs to execute his game plan. But Diaz not having any of it. It's been all one-way traffic here in the finals of the BTC $10,000 Bantamweight tournament from Vinny Diaz.
Atmeh's trying to push ahead and get the guillotine. But see how Vinny does that beautifully. Comes upstairs, throws punches, gets your hands up, drops levels again. Nice double leg.
And there is the thunderous takedown that he wanted moments ago. Got it in the second round, finally gets it in the third.
This is a fight that is very, very staying disciplined. Doing exactly what you know is going to get you victorious. Use your strikes to close the distance, and then wrestle, grapple.
And that's so hard to do, too, because you can see something different as the horn goes, and it's a flawless performance yet again from Vinny Diaz. He feels you can cut the check, as Vinny Diaz feels he's going to be $10,000 richer after another unbelievable performance from Vinny Diaz.
Yeah, very good performance. Really, a flawless victory. Used his game plan to a T. And beat him just like he did Izzadine, just like he did his brother, exact same way. And now the winner of the tournament, Vinny Diaz. I mean, it's not official yet, but
I think we know.
I think we know the winner.
Yeah, I think we know how this story is going as we look at some of the highlights here in round 3. As just blitzing in once again was Vinny Diaz. Nice little slip there from Albaraa Atmeh. Was able to change the trajectory for just a split second, but then it's that relentless pressure from the wrestling, from the grappling that Vinny Diaz has. It's what got him to the finals, and he didn't forget about it at all. Took the back here, landing some good ground and pound, looking for submissions. And this is the thunderous takedown attempt to close out the show here in the third round. Finish with some ground and pound yet again, and Vinny Diaz, the horn goes, and he feels you can cut the check. He may be $10,000 richer in a matter of moments. And Vinny Diaz, you want to talk about a prospect at 135 pounds that's going to be tough to face. That is one. You need to find a way to have a game plan to stop that takedown. But looks like we have this one to be made official. So
ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges score the bout 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision, Vinny Diaz.
There is your winner, Vinny Diaz. He is $10,000 richer. And what a performance from Vinny Diaz in this tournament. He led it from bell to bell in each and every one of his fights. Had a look at that trophy, too, that he's going to get to take back with him to Toronto, Ontario, as he poses with matchmaker Rob Beavers and promoters Sherry Carruthers and Irene Starr here for BTC. And for Albaraa, it wasn't his night, but this is once again, that's a prospect at 135 pounds to keep your eyes on. But tonight, it was Vinny Diaz's night, as he is the winner of the $10,000 BTC Bantamweight tournament. There it is, Stacks. Mr. You can call him Stacks now. Vinny Stacks Diaz, as he's got $10,000 in his hand. Don't know what he's going to do with it. For him, it wasn't about the money. It's about the staple of what this tournament is. But now, at this level, to get $10,000, that is huge. And what a performance from Vinny Diaz.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your winner and new tournament winner, Vinny Diaz. Vinny, first of all, congratulations, brother. This trophy is taller than both of us. You beat Albaraa Atmeh, a huge up-and-comer, very, very tough guy, and you did it exactly the same way you did his brother, Izzadine. How happy are you with your performance?
I mean, to be completely honest, I'm not happy unless I get a finish. So part of me is a little disappointed, but considering he's a tough guy, I'm happy to get the win. I think I showed off some new skills, improved wall wrestling. I felt better than I did in the last fight, and honestly, I felt like I was beating him on the feet, landing more strikes, but my coaches were clear, wanted me to stick to a game plan, make sure we bring the bag home.
I think the discipline was the big one here. You continued to do what was winning you the fight. Use your striking to get into wrestling, use your wrestling to get into grappling. What's next for you? You're the tournament winner now. You just won a nice trophy, a nice wad of cash there, drinks on you. What's next? Who do you want to fight?
Honestly, what's next is, let's see who can match this payday, right? And who can do that, they can get me next for sure. A couple of quick thanks I want to say before we get off the mic. Shout out to my girl. She helped me so much through training camp, helped me with my weight cut. And shout out to Savvy. Shout out to my coaches, Evan, Chad, Niagara Top Team, Grant's MMA, Math Factory, everybody that's helped me train, all my training partners, and of course all my sponsors. So thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate your help. I couldn't do it without all of you.
This is definitely the biggest win of your career so far. I think the sky's the limit for you. I can't wait to see what's next. Congratulations. Your winner, ladies and gentlemen, Vinny Diaz.